Counterpoint, the general knowledge music quiz, chaired by Paul Gambaccini.
Thank you. Hello. We're making the first of several visits this season to the north of England. We're at the BBC's Media City Studios in Salford. With us, we have a lively audience and 3 music lovers who are hoping their musical knowledge can take them through to the further stages of this year's Counterpoint tournament. Let's meet them.
Hello, my name's Julie COWBURN. I'm from Hyde in Cheshire.
Hello, I'm Charles Dusting. I'm from Worcester.
Hi, I'm RACHAEL NEIMAN. I'm from Didsbury in Manchester.
Welcome to all 3 of you. To start you off, we have a round of general knowledge music questions, which will come to you in turn. You'll get 2 points if you get your own question right, but if you get it wrong or can't answer, the others can buzz in for 1 bonus point. Will you get things started today, please? Julie COWBURN. The score for the 2018 movie McQueen, about the life of the fashion designer Alexander McQueen, was commissioned from a British composer whose many film credits also include The Piano, The End of the Affair, Gattaca, and The Draftsman's Contract. McQueen himself was known to have been a great admirer. Which composer?
Howard Shaw.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's not it. And Rachel says?
Michael Nyman.
To pick up the bonus point. Charles Dusting, your first extract is also film music, but of an earlier vintage. After Orson Welles had astonished Hollywood with Citizen Kane, the second movie he made there was based on a novel by Booth Tarkington, and like Citizen Kane, it had a score by Bernard Herrmann. Here's part of the magical opening. I'd like you to name the movie.
Is it The Great Ambersons? No. No.
I would say 1 point, and David Kenrick, our adjudicator, says 1 point. It is The Magnificent Ambersons. RACHAEL NEIMAN, let's stay with film just for one more question. What did the musician James Blades do, which bombardier Billy Wells mimed to, that produced a sound effect familiar to generations of cinema goers?
He banged the gong at the beginning of...
That's enough.
That's
enough. He banged the gong, then introduced the films of the rank organization. 2 points. Julie COWBURN, we return to you. Very sadly, in 2018, we lost the DJ and record producer Stuart Coleman, who presented a rock and roll show on Radio 1 in the 1970s, and who went on to produce, among other things, the hit records of Shakin' Stevens. Here's one of them with a question to follow.
This old house once knew children. This old house once knew a wife. This old house was home of comfort as we focused on life. This old house once rang with laughter. This old house heard many shots. Now she trembles in the darkness when the light in the walls louder.
That was Shakey's first number 1. This Old House. But he had 3 further number 1 hits in the UK. You'll get a point if you can name one of them, and 2 points for any 2.
Green Dower and Oh Julie.
Yes, we hoped you'd get Oh Julie,
Yeah.
Julie COWBURN. You get your 2 points. The other was Merry Christmas, Everyone. Charles Dusting, which British pianist, band leader, and composer, born without sight in 1919, was best known for the composition Lullaby of Birdland?
Sorry, pass.
And can anyone else pick up the composer of Lullaby of Birdland? George Shearing. RACHAEL NEIMAN, in a recent series of Counterpoint, we played Chet Baker's recording of a Rodgers and Hart song. Here he is again, this time singing a song from a Frank Loesser musical. Can you name the musical in which this song appeared?
I've never been in love before. Now all I it's you. It's you forevermore. I've never been in love before.
Can you name the musical in which that song appeared?
Pippin.
I'm sorry, it's not Pippin. And would anyone else like to make a guess? And Charles
Here's
says...
a guess, Guys and Dolls.
And he gets the bonus point. Guys and Dolls. I've never been in love before. Julie Cockburn. During the 1970s, the name of Louis Fremeau was associated with a major British symphony orchestra. As its chief conductor, he was important in consolidating that orchestra's reputation in the years before Simon Rattle took the helm. Can you tell me which orchestra that is?
London Philharmonic.
I'm sorry, it isn't. Can anyone else pick up? And Charles says...
City of Birmingham Symphony Orchestra.
That's correct for the bonus point, and here is your own question. Your next clip is of a great Siberian baritone who died late last year, 2017. I'd like you to name him and the famous song he's singing here.
Sotto finestra quando fa notte o sole se ne scende.
Dmitri Horosovsky, and it's O Sole Mio.
That is correct. RACHAEL NEIMAN, a musician very much still with us and celebrating his 85th birthday this year, led a starry cast and a special concert at the O2 in London this summer. A jazz arranger and conductor who studied with Nadia Boulanger and Olivier Messiaen in Paris, he's known for the scores for movies such as In Cold Blood, In the Heat of the Night, and The Italian Job. He has worked with Dizzy Gillespie, Frank Sinatra, and Peggy Lee, and produced million-selling records by Leslie Gore in the 60s and Michael Jackson in the 70s and 80s. Who is he?
Jerry Coffin.
I'm sorry, that's not it. And Julie Cockburn says...
Quincy Jones.
It is Quincy Jones for the bonus point. And here is your own question. You're about to hear two of the best-selling R&B performers of the 21st century in a #1 hit duet from 2002. For your 2 points, I'd like you to name them both.
Wait for my cue and just listen, play my position like a show star. Pick up everything, mommy hitting, and in no time I better make this with her mine. And that's for sure, cause I never been the type to break up a happy home. But it's something about baby girl, I just can't leave alone. Tell me, mom, what's it gonna be? She said,
you don't know what you mean to
come
me.
on.
I do. All I think about is you. Even when I'm with my boo, oh, you know I'm crazy over you.
Is it Kelly Rowland and Nelly?
That's right, it's Nellie and Kelly for 2 points. We heard Dilemma. Charles Dusting. Kelly Rowland, whom we've just heard, first found fame in which vocal trio alongside Beyonce Knowles and Michelle Williams?
Destiny's Child.
That's right for 2 points. And finally, in this opening round, RACHAEL NEIMAN, can you tell me which album of the 1980s opens like this?
Avalon.
Yes, that's right, Avalon by Roxy Music. We heard the opening track, More Than This, for 2 points. And at the end of the opening round, the scores are tied with 5 points. Julie Cockburn and RACHAEL NEIMAN, and in the lead with 7 points, it's Charles Dusting. Because you picked subjects for the next round in the order of your scores in the first, we have to break the tie between Julie and Rachel. I'll ask the two of you a tie-break question. The first to buzz with the correct answer will get the advantage. If you don't answer correctly, your opponent will have the chance to take it. Here comes the tie-break question. Which British group was known for short as the AWB? Julie Cockburn says...
Average White Band.
And she's broken the tie. In round two, our competitors have to choose one of 5 topics on which they'll get a set of individual questions. The topics are coming as a complete surprise. They've had no time to prepare. Some of the topics are straightforward and are about specific composers, performers, or genres. But there are some more unpredictable ones in there, too, with a mixture of questions around a linking theme. Let me reveal today's topics for the first time. They are classical one-hit wonders, Marilyn Monroe and music, plays set to music, women in love, all dressed up. Charles Dusting, you are in the lead at the moment. Which would you like?
Go for classical one-hit wonders.
Classical one-hit wonders. Julie Cockburn, what is your choice?
I'll have Woman in Love, please.
And that leaves 3 for Rachel, and they are Marilyn Monroe and music, plays set to music, and all dressed up.
I'll have All Dressed Up.
Remember, this is an individual round, and you cannot pick up bonuses on other people's questions. The contestant currently in third place goes first. So, Rachel Neiman, here come your specialist questions on All Dressed Up. Which British pop group of the 1980s had its first hit with the song Favorite Shirts?
Was it Haircut 100?
It was Haircut 100 for 2 points. This piece of music comes from a film score that won its composer Brian Easdale an Oscar in 1949. Something the lead character wears is central to the film and provides its title. Can you tell me which film this is?
Woman in Red?
Oh, dear me. It's The Red Shoes. I'm sorry, you had one word right, but that's not enough for a point. Can you complete the title of the Marty Robbins hit of the 1950s? A white sport coat.
Pink Carnation.
Correct. As referenced. That was Pink Cashmere, a song about a luxurious coat Prince gave to a girlfriend. If Prince had been feeling even more generous, he might have given her a raspberry-colored item of clothing to match, which he sang about in a hit of 1985. Which item?
Raspberry Beret.
That's right. Again, clothing plays a crucial role in the action of Puccini's one-act opera of 1918 with the Italian title Il Tabarro. What does Il Tabarro mean?
The Inn.
I'm sorry, it means the cloak. Here's a song many people will remember from the opening credits of the movie The Devil Wears Prada. I'd like you to name the Scottish-born musician who wrote and sang this.
Her face is a map of the world, is a map of the world. You can see she's a beautiful girl, she's a beautiful girl. And everything around her is a silver pool of light. People who surround her feel the benefit of it, it makes you count.
Katie Tunstall. Katie Tunstall.
That is Katie Tunstall for 2 points. And finally, in this round, according to the lyrics of a well-known musical, which remarkable item of clothing was red and yellow and green and brown and scarlet and black and ochre and peach and ruby and olive and violet and fawn and lilac and gold and chocolate and mauve and cream and crimson and silver and rose and azure and lemon and russet and grey and purple and white and pink and orange and blue?
That was Joseph's Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
That's right for 2 points. And don't I get a round of applause for that? Tim Rice, I met your challenge. And RACHAEL NEIMAN, in that round you scored 10 points. Added to your previous 5, you now have 15 points. Julie COWBURN, here come your questions on Women in Love. In which opera, first performed in 1879, does Titania open her heart out to the title character in the famous letter scene?
Aida.
Oh, I'm sorry. Obviously, the famous letter scene was not famous enough.
No. That's Jennifer Rush.
That is Jennifer Rush, and you don't even have to say the power of love. You get your 2 points. Roberta Flack's recording of the Ewan MacColl song, The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, attracted the attention of a wider public when it was featured on the soundtrack of which 1971 Clint Eastwood movie?
Pure guess, but Dirty Harry. No.
No, I'm sorry. It was Play Misty for Me.
Right.
And we're asking more questions on women in love. Here, the title character of a Verdi opera wishes for the safe return of her lover, albeit with some mixed feelings, since their countries are on opposing sides. Which opera?
Rigoletto. No.
You know what? We have just had one of those desperate moments in Counterpoint when you've given the correct answer 2 minutes ago to the wrong question. That was from Aida. At least we had the chance to hear the great voice of Leontine Price. The song Woman in Love, with which Barbra Streisand had a British and American #1 in 1980, was from an album she made with Barry Gibb, which also went to the top of the charts in both of those countries. What was the album called?
I can see the cover, but I can't honestly remember. No, sorry.
It is Guilty.
Oh, yeah.
A piece from a musical now. What is the job of the woman who sings this number from South Pacific by Rodgers and Hammerstein?
I'm not ashamed to reveal the world-famous feeling I feel. I'm as carny as Kansas in August. I'm as normal as blueberry pie. No more a smart little girl with no heart. I have found me a wonderful guy. I am in a conventional dither with a conventional star in my eye.
Housekeeper.
I'm afraid she wasn't a housekeeper. She was a nurse.
Yes.
We heard Mitzi Gaynor as Nellie Forbish. I'm in love with a wonderful guy. Your final question on women in love. Flaubert's Madame Bovary was brought to the Hollywood screen in 1949. Which Hungarian composer, better known for his sword and sandal epics, provided the music?
No, I don't know. Sorry.
Miklos Rozsa. And so, in that round, Julie Cockburn, you've scored 2 points. Added to 5, you now have 7 points.
Take the one classic.
Charles Dusting, here come your classical one-hit wonders. Which symphonic scherzo by Dukas was inspired by a ballad by Goethe?
The Sorcerer's Apprentice?
Correct. A piece by another French composer, and as with the Dukas, his only composition to have caught the public fancy. Which composer?
Litolf.
That's right. We heard the scherzo from Litolf's Concerto Symphonique No. 4. The pianist was Christina Ortiz. Which 1887 choral work, the best-known oratorio by Sir John Stainer, is often performed at Easter?
The Crucifixion?
Yes, for 2 points. Gustave Charpentier lived to a very great age, yet wrote very little after his first opera, which was performed to great acclaim in 1900. Here's an excerpt from it. You have to name the opera.
Louise?
That's right. That was from Louise. The singer was Angela Gheorghiu. Which composer and violinist, born in Naples in 1868, wrote a Scherdas that achieved worldwide popularity?
Is that Monti?
That's right, Vittorio Monti. Ballet music. We move to parts further east. Which ballet is this from?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
That one is from Ballet Égyptien by Luigini. Finally in this round, Gregorio Allegri's 17th century setting for the Sistine Chapel Choir of Psalm 50 in the Roman Catholic enumeration is generally known by which one-word name?
Miserere?
That is right, Allegri's Miserere. And so, Charles Dusting, in that round you scored 12 points, added to your previous 7. You now have 19 points. After the individual round, let's recap on how the scores now stand. In third place with 7 points is Julie Cockburn. Lying second with 15 points is RACHAEL Neiman. And our leader with just 1 round to go with 19 points is Charles Dusting. That is very close. It's on the buzzer in the quick-fire final round. Things can change quickly. A correct answer wins you 1 point, but you lose a point if you buzz in and fail to answer correctly. There are no bonuses. So, fingers poised, and here we go. Which Russian composer's works include The Seasons and Marsh Slav? And Charles Dusting says...
Tchaikovsky?
For the point. Who played Tchaikovsky in the 1970s film The Music Lovers? And Charles says,
Richard Chamberlain.
another point. Which Queen song begins with the words, I've paid my dues time after time? And Julie says,
We Are the Champions.
she's correct. Charlene Spiteri and Rachel says,
Texas.
for the point. In which city did Brahms die in 1897? Charles says,
Vienna.
and he gets the point. Which British king is a character in the musical Hamilton? And Rachel says,
George III.
for the point. Who had a #1 hit in the 2000s with Hips Don't Lie? And Rachel says,
Shakira.
that's right, Shakira. Take That Look Off Your Face is a song from which Andrew Lloyd Webber musical? And Julie says,
Aspects of Love.
no, I'm sorry,
Tell Me
it's
on a
Tell
Sunday.
Me on a Sunday, -1. Who founded the Monteverdi Choir? And Charles Dusting
John
says,
Eliot Gardner.
that's right. Which was the first commercial radio station to begin broadcasting in Manchester? And Julie says,
Piccadilly Radio.
and she's correct. Which 1968 film featured the Oscar-winning song, The Windmills of Your Mind? And Rachel says,
On the Crown Affair.
yes, that's right. The award-winning film composer Johnny Greenwood is also a member, and Rachel says,
Radiohead.
and she's correct. William Walton mainly based his opera Troilus and Cressida on which medieval writer's work? Chaucer. How many movements of his Symphony No. 8 in B minor did Schubert complete? And Charles says,
2.
that's right. The English composer Nicholas Lanier was buried in February 1666. He was the first person to hold which position? And Charles says,
Master of the King's Music.
and he's right for the point. That was an educated guess. And finally, which London concert venue is located on Kensington Gore? And Charles says,
Royal Albert Hall.
and that is correct. That brings us to the end of this Counterpoint heat. Our final scores are as follows. Third with 8 points, Julie Cockburn. Runner-up with 20 points, Rachel Neiman. And our winner with 26 points is Charles Dusting. Congratulations, Charles Dusting. We'll be back for the semifinals in the autumn. Thanks to the other two for giving us such an exciting contest. We hope you'll think about applying to Counterpoint again in a few years' time. If you'd like to apply to become a contestant in a future series, you can request an application form via our web pages or by emailing counterpoint@bbc.co.uk. We'll be back here in Salford in a few weeks' time, but next week's contest will be coming from London, where another 3 music lovers will be playing Counterpoint. Until then, goodbye.